You're listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter read-aloud version of my daily horoscope published on Substack. If you would like to read this, please click on the link in the description box below. Without further ado, here is the daily horoscope. Venus's ingress into Libra, chart analysis, and Hurricane Ian astrological correlations. Daily horoscope for Thursday, September 29th, 2022. Welcome to the AstroMommy Newsletter, a daily horoscope that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. The AstroMommy Newsletter is a reader-supported publication, meaning it only thrives thanks to the generous support of lovely people just like you. The two best ways you can support my work are to share this newsletter with a friend and to consider upgrading to a paid subscription. Whether you're a first-time reader or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in my community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. Blessings. Good morning, friends. So there are 2 days left to take advantage of my AstroMommy special. When you spend $100 at my booking site, you will get a free sterling silver zodiac pendant handmade by my father, astrologer and jeweler Dennis McNeil. Here are the steps to book your reading and claim your free gift. 1. Book a reading or buy a gift card at my booking site by clicking the link in the newsletter. Make sure that your total is $100 or more to qualify for the free gift. 2. Send me an email to astromommyastrology@gmail.com to let me know that you made your purchase. Include the zodiac sign or planet that you would prefer. I have a limited supply of pendants, so it is first come, first serve until supplies last. And your shipping address. If you would like a different time than what is available on my booking site for your readings, please purchase a gift card for $100 to lock in the free gift and then email me and we can figure out the best time for your reading. Number 3, do a happy dance. If you would just like to leave a tip or donate instead, you may do so on my donate page. Every dollar helps me be able to bring you the horoscope every day. Thank you so much for your support and patronage. Okay, let's get into the astrology. So Hurricane Ian made landfall yesterday afternoon as a Category 4 hurricane, hitting the southwest coast of Florida extremely hard. Over 2.5 million people in Florida were evacuated ahead of the storm, and 2.5 million are without power as of Thursday morning. My heart goes out to everyone in Florida who is having to deal with this hurricane. I can't help thinking about this storm astrologically, though. Saturn is the planet that rules large-scale tragedy and traditionally has been associated with storms at sea, so it seems only fitting that Saturn and Mars are in a trine during this big hurricane. A trine symbolizes all obstacles being removed and the energy between the two planets being able to move freely. Nothing stood in the way of this storm. While we were sleeping, Venus made her ingress into her home sign of Libra, and at that same moment, the moon in Scorpio made an opposition to Uranus in Taurus and a square to Saturn in Aquarius, creating a T-square, which is like a right triangle configuration. The next section of the newsletter is going to get a bit nerdy, so if you'd like to skip down to the section about love, career, and family, please feel free. I'm going to walk you through my thoughts about the chart of Venus's ingress into Libra, and it may feel a bit stream of consciousness to some. Venus's ingress into Libra, chart analysis. In analyzing the chart of the moment of Venus's ingress into Libra, which I have provided below for reference, I was reminded that Earth, which is essentially the center of the chart, is being hit by a lot of energy from behind. If you imagine standing on the Earth and looking at the Sun, all the planets except Venus, Mercury, and the Sun would be behind Earth, and Mercury is actually still in between the Earth and the Sun, while Venus is actually disappearing behind the Sun. We already cannot see Venus in the early morning sky because she has combusted the Sun, but once she meets up with the Sun in her Cazimi conjunction on October 23, 2022, she will actually be on the other side of the Sun from Earth. Venus is the only planet on the other side of the Sun from Earth's perspective right now, which is really interesting. I'm not exactly sure of the significance of this yet. Is Venus telling the Sun, hey, I got your back? Or is Venus being protected by the Sun? Or is it symbolic of love being separated from us all right now? The last time that Venus was on the other side of the Sun from the Earth was April 2021, but at that time, it was the Earth that was all alone on the other side of the Sun, and Venus was with all the planets. One of the main themes I can see from this chart is the ascendant or rising sign is Leo, which is ruled by the Sun, and the Sun is in the second house of this chart, indicating that there will be a lot of emphasis and focus on finances during this time. Since this is a Venus-focused chart, I would venture to guess that the effects of this chart would last until Venus moves into Scorpio on October 23rd, 2022, which, as I noted above, is the day that Venus and the Sun make their conjunction. Now looking at the Arabic parts table, I find it also interesting in the light of the hurricane that the sun is conjunct the Arabic part of spirit and opposite the Arabic part of catastrophe, and that means that the earth is conjunct the Arabic part of catastrophe. The moon, which represents the people, is conjunct the Arabic part of merchandise and opposite Uranus, which is conjunct the Arabic part of understanding. Almost like the people who are experiencing this catastrophic storm on Earth will not understand why they are losing their merchandise or possessions. And there is no logical reasoning for devastating storms, right? But people still want to know why bad things happen, and some may feel like victims of their circumstances. And I am in no way making judgments, it's just an interesting correlation. Another interesting thing about this chart is that Saturn in Aquarius is conjunct the 7th house angle, and that indicates that there may be some severing from loved ones or partners, maybe some form of separation. Jupiter and Neptune are in the 8th house of death, rebirth, transformation, and other people's money. So this could indicate a large amount of water from the storm, displacing a large number of people, which we already know that it has. So this point seems rather obvious. This is an interesting chart for Venus's ingress into Libra. Not a whole lot of good news, really. The only thing that seems somewhat positive is that Venus is now in her home sign, and so she has gained in dignity. There's that trine from Mercury to Pluto and Algol still in the works, so we will continue to hear revealing news. Looking at the chart for love, career, and family. Love. If we read this chart as a love chart, I see that there could be some really serious relationship stuff that comes up during this time that could involve people's money situations or work situations and may result in a lot of breakups, separations, or people getting more serious and renewing their vows or something. Career. From a career standpoint, this chart is saying to me that there are going to be some really big changes to people's careers during this time that have to do with their relationships, partnerships, or legal involvements. There could be some famous court cases that come out and shock the public in some way. Family. In terms of family life, this chart is indicating to me that times are tough right now for families, and there's the feeling of drowning or resources going down the drain. There's also a tendency right now for people to get a bit angry and verbally spar with people as they express their frustrations. A lot of aggravated and irritated energy right now in the family unit. A feeling of being stuck and sliding backward could also be possible. There is also the realization with the Mars trine Saturn, though, that hard work will pay off if people do what they say they're going to do. So all in all, this next month could be really trying, especially with the eclipses coming up on October 25th, 2022, and all the tensions involving our economy, food supply, and foreign relations. Let's move on to the card for the day, which is 47, Grand Cross, Provoker. On this card, you see reds and yellows and greens, and there's a red planet in the foreground, and in the background, there is what seems to be some sort of sacred geometry that looks like a square with the corners making, a cross and circles and such. Take a look at the picture if you are listening to this. It's pretty cool. The Grand Cross is a configuration in astrology that involves 4 planets that form a cross, 2 sets of planets opposite each other at 180 degrees, and subsequently all 4 planets make a 90-degree angle to one another. It is a difficult configuration in a chart and has various meanings, but one of them is the feeling of continually being at the crossroads in life. You have many talents and numerous paths you can take. Once you choose a direction, your will and power to take action are unstoppable. So I think as the energy for today, and given the transits, this is like a decision finally being made after lots of deliberation and careful thought. Now that you've made your mind up, you have the go-ahead to take action and pursue your goals. The road will be hard, but you will learn many valuable lessons along the way. It can feel overwhelming at times, but victory is attainable with discipline. Quote, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all," Helen Keller. Also, thinking about this card, just a little side note, thinking about this card with the hurricane, this is a card that says a lot of action will need to be taken. And I think that after a hurricane, there is so much that needs to be done, and so many things that are going to be on people's minds. People to search and rescue teams that are going to need to go out, and recovery teams and whatnot. And so I think that this Grand Cross card is also indicating that there's going to be a lot of action that needs to be taken once this hurricane subsides. Just a little side note there. Let me know if this reading resonates with you in the comments. I hope this is helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy.
Today's horoscope was brought to you by Venus's Ingress into Libra today, the moon making an opposition to Uranus and a square to Saturn, and Saturn and Mars in a trine. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from the Black Moon Astrology cards available on Amazon. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a small commission, but there are no additional costs to you. I don't share or recommend things that I don't 100% believe in and use myself. Thanks for listening.